Einstein today. I had made a whole first part to this video, but the thing was so darn long, I thought I'd sum it up for you. Basically, one of the highest frequency hacks I know, and I just watched a complete documentary about this as well, and it's a trick that billionaires also use, and that is minimalism. In our life, we have so many things competing for our attention, for our time, for our energy. And one of the things that highly successful people do is eliminate things that they don't need, including extra choices. So I'm going to go into the video now. I just wanted to say hi everyone, and I know this seems like a really simple thing, but sometimes if you want to get out of one place and move into another, the very best thing you can do is model some of their actions. So I don't think billionaires or rich people are better than anyone else, but almost all of my clients want to make more money or be more successful. So this is a little known secret, minimalism, getting rid of everything, and I'm going to tell you more about it now and take you on a little walk.
Okay, back again. So to finalize what I was saying about organization and why it's so important, and cleanliness of course, is because in that space it's true creative void, right? There's nothing that's already been created, like not too many pictures that are taking you away, not too many cluttered items that are fogging up your mind, because we pick these up in our peripheral vision. I read this whole great article about billionaires, and one of the things they talk about is minimizing the amount of decisions they'll make. And the reason they do that is they found out that scientifically that we're only capable of making so many decisions a day before we kind of like short circuit our brains. And so if we're making decisions constantly, multitasking, we do that, what ends up happening is we're less than good decision makers at a certain point. And that's why, like, a lot of the brilliant people, Einstein, I think Zuckerberg does this too, like they wear the same thing every day, like Steve Jobs. It's like they just can't think about what they're gonna wear. It's another decision that they just don't want to waste their decision choices on, because I guess they seem to be finite according to science. So that said, let's look at it in our lives, right? So if we're talking about a cluttered room and you walk in and there's stuff all around, you're gonna start thinking, well, you might think it needs to be cleaned up, or you might think you have to move it out of the way so you can get to something else, or maybe you're trying to find something so you have to actually experience going through the clutter in your house to look for it. Okay, these are things that fog up your decision-making choices. You're making a lot of little stupid choices over things that should be easy. So one of the things I like to suggest is make your life intuitive for you. Like a lot of reasons people like Mac computers, because they're intuitive. If you say close, it closes. And Windows used to, like, you'd say close and it'd be like, okay, do you want to close? I'm like, yeah, that's what I just said, I wanted to close. It's like, I don't know if they've like changed that or not, because it's just, it's not intuitive. It makes you do extra things you don't need to do. So one great way to simplify your life and raise up in frequency is to declutter your space, organize it, and have more open, empty space. Now, like I said, if you can't manage to do this in the whole house, if it's just too overwhelming, pick one room, your favorite room that you're in a lot, and do yourself a favor and take everything out of it that you don't love. Because the interesting thing that starts happening when you begin to take everything out of your home, right, that you don't love, because that's just the microcosm of the macrocosm, right? Because then you start looking around in your life and realizing how many things in your life you don't love, that aren't a 10 for you. Maybe your job, maybe the way you treat your body, you know, maybe, you know, what you're wearing. It could be any number of things, you know. A lot of people wake up and realize, like, I'm spending a bulk of my time watching TV when I could be creating a new business that would get me out of the job that I don't love. So what happens is, once you declutter your life and you only have 10s in it, it starts to ripple out where you only want 10s in your life. And then you know what happens at the end of that? You only have things that you love in your life. And it's okay if you look and identify like, oh my God, I don't love maybe the person I'm with, like on a 10. You can try and make that better. You can improve a lot of things. You don't have to leave things. If your house is a mess, you don't have to move. Try cleaning it up and painting the walls. I'm just saying, it's like life can be simpler than we think, and the things that can make us happy can be much closer than we think. So I always say, you know, try decluttering that first room and see where it takes you. I'd love to hear. And my office is now back. You may or may not know that I got caught in a Harvey flood. The house is flooded, but now my office is up. So I will be getting a decent camera for the guy that suggested, if you can manifest things, why don't you start with a camera? That was actually hilarious. Totally agree, dude. I totally agree with you. I have to put some money into a camera. Moving ahead, I plan to do that, but I just wanted to check in today and say hello. February is the new January. January was a very stuck month. February is very go ahead. So, you know, pick your dreams, man. Pick what dream you want and take some steps toward it today. That's how people get what they want in life. They get on the path to it and they start walking toward it and doing the things they need to do to get there. So, I don't know, February, don't waste it. Start by cleaning out that room, and I'd love to hear where that leads you. Happy New Year, everybody, and wishing you all high frequencies.